Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we're going to talk about Guillermo Rigondeaux for a second because um, it's funny, man. Like, I remember when Lomachenko made Nicholas Walters quit on his stool, and a lot of boxing fans, particularly fans in the LDBC, so you guys know who you are. I remember a lot of boxing fans, especially in the LDBC, they were going off about how Nicholas Walters was a disgrace. He was a quitter. He was a cheat. Or no, he was not a cheat. He was a quitter. How he was just a disgrace to boxing for how he performed in that fight against Vasyl Lomachenko by quitting on his stool and saying no mas. And I mean, I'll be fair. Like, some people in the LDBC I've heard, give Lomachenko his credit, saying that Rigondeaux quit. But I don't really hear the same outcry about like how Rigondeaux is a disgrace and all that stuff. Because, and if anything, I've heard certain channels, like, not to call anybody out, but like 78 Sports. Like, I was listening to his video. I'm not even subscribed to him, but I saw it. I saw his video and I watched it. And he was going off. He was deflecting everything that actually happened in the ring against Rigondeaux. I mean, he talked about the fight. He gave his little take on it, but he really, the main idea of one of his videos that I watched was not so much about what happened and what transpired in the ring, but he made it a whole thing about like race and white supremacy and how all this nonsense. Like, I couldn't tell if I was listening to a boxing channel or like freaking a political channel or something like CNN or like CSNBC or something like it sounded like a mainstream media outlet. Like, the way he was like deflecting everything that actually happened and pinning it on something else. Like, and then I went back and I watched this Nicholas Walters video, and he called Walters a disgrace, and he called Walters a quitter, and so it was just funny because if you take what 78 Sports said of the Nicholas Walters video, when he fought Lomachenko, you could literally just substitute the name Walters or Rigondeaux, and that's the way he should have talked about Rigondeaux, because the way Rigondeaux has acted before, during, and after this fight, it's been shameful. It's been shameful. Not that he quit. If he felt that they needed to quit, then he quit. But like, okay, let's take it back for a second. Before this fight ever happened, okay, Rigondeaux or whoever runs his Twitter, so may not be Rigondeaux, but apparently he's given somebody the okay to tweet these things in English. Rigondeaux was tweeting so many times, like so much he was talking so much trash. His Twitter fingers were just firing off. And he was talking trash about other fighters too. Like, I know there was a time during the media workouts or somewhere around the media workout during fight week, he was talking about how what happened to Kell Brook and Amir Khan moving up won't happen to him. So he disrespected them. In one tweet that I have in front of me, it was a tweet that he posted on October 16th of 2017. He responded to a tweet from Lomachenko, and his response was that these people think they think all I do every day is tweet. I won't stand there for me to get hit, and unlike Walters, I won't quit and I will hit back. He said in October he won't quit. Those were his words, not Lomachenko's, not mine, not Bob Arum's, not anybody else's. Those were Rigondeaux's words. I will not be like Walters, and I will not quit. I will not quit on my stool. And when it came time to fight, when push came to shove, he quit. He folded up on his stool, and he quit. And to make matters even worse, man, he talked about how, his left hand was hurt, and it was severely injured, and all this nonsense. Well, it turns out it's been confirmed today by multiple sources, Dan Raphael of ESPN, and Dino Duva of Rigondeaux's promotional team, being Rock Nation Sports, that Rigondeaux actually did not have an injured left hand, that it wasn't a severely broken left hand, that it was nothing but a simple contusion on his hand. Here's what it says in the report. I'll read it to you guys verbatim. It says, I quote from Dan Raphael, "It turns out that Guillermo Rigondeaux's left hand is not broken, complaining of pain on the top of his left hand. Rigondeaux is a southpaw. He simply quit after the 6th round of what had been an utterly one-sided domination by the brilliant junior lightweight world champion Vasily Lomachenko on Saturday night in their heavily hyped fight at the theater at Madison Square Garden in New York. It was the only time that two Olympic gold medalists had ever met in a professional boxing ring, and Rigondeaux, 17-1 with 11 KOs, shocked many by getting outclassed and quitting. Now it looks even worse for him since his hand is not broken and he had no major injury. No break, but severe contusion on his left hand, Dino Duva, Rigondeaux's promoter from Rock Nation Sports, told ESPN via text message. On Tuesday, Rigondeaux, a reigning junior featherweight world title holder, moved up 2 weight classes for the bout. Because he lost, he is due to be stripped of his belt as part of the WBA's pre-fight ruling, and that's talking about the WBA stripping him of his 122-pound belt because that's what they ruled. And it is unfair, but honestly, like, with the way he behaved before, during, and after the fight, Rigondeaux did not behave like a fighter. So honestly, I don't even feel bad about it, that it's unfair. Like, it sucks to say that, but the way he behaved before the fight, during the fight, and after the fight, he did not behave like a fighter. That's what it is, man. Like you can say what you want about guys like Amir Khan, Kell Brook, getting knocked the hell out against Canelo and Gennady Golovkin when they moved up and decided to challenge themselves. But guess what? Them guys, they went out on their shield. Like, they went out on the shield and they gave a great account of themselves, regardless of how it ended. They gave a great account of themselves on the night. Rigondeaux did not do that. He landed less than three punches per round. He was non-existent. He resulted and reverted to Andre Ward-like inside tactics, dirty tactics. And it ultimately was just a fight where Vasily Lomachenko made Rigondeaux look like a bootleg Adonis Stevenson, a one-handed fighter. So my thing is, like, I don't want to take it like Rigondeaux is a Hall of Fame fighter. So, like, let's not get it twisted. But is he a disgrace to boxing with the way he behaved, with the way he refused to not behave like a fighter? Because the hate that Nicholas Walters got, I thought, yeah, he quit, but when he lost, he didn't blame it on injuries or anything like that. He attributed it to something more sensible, which was a long layoff or a year layoff or promotional issues, which he actually had, which is why he wasn't that sharp on the night. I don't think it would have made a difference. I think Lomachenko would have still beat Nicholas Walters. But what I'm saying is, he didn't say, "Oh, my hand hurt" or "this happened." No, it was whatever else, and he got crucified for it. So why is Rigondeaux, from a lot of channels, why is he getting a pass? Why is he getting a pass in this fight when Walters didn't? When Walters quit against Lomachenko, he didn't get a pass. So why is Rigondeaux getting a pass for performing worse than Walters did? He quit a round earlier than Walters did, and there's not nearly as much backlash on Rigondeaux, who is looked at to be a much superior fighter to Walters. He quit a round earlier than Walters, and he had way less success against Lomachenko than Walters did, and he resulted to dirty tactics during the fight, hitting below the belt, excessive holding, all kinds of stuff. So, just something to think about. Like, I'm not going to call a guy a disgrace to boxing, but what I'm asking is, to the people that called Nicholas Walters a disgrace to boxing, where is the same consistency with calling Rigondeaux a disgrace to boxing, if you're going to call Walters a disgrace to boxing, because he did worse than Walters did? So just wanted to throw that out there. Food for thought. If Rigondeaux decides to fight again, best of luck with his career. If he retires, I have my career tribute video for him, like I do for all the notable fighters that retire, like I've been doing recently. So yeah, man, let me know what you guys think, man. Is Guillermo Rigondeaux a disgrace to boxing with how he refused to behave like a fighter before, during, and after the fight? And has he tarnished his legacy with how he performed and how he acted all around fight week and after fight week and all that stuff? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Give me your thoughts down below. Share the video. Follow True School Sports on Instagram at True School Sports. And like I always say in every video, I'm Brendan Taylor, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. That's Dania Beach. That's South Florida if you don't know. And take care, guys.